chapter is building and furnishing the home. In the building of houses, it is especially important to secure thorough ventilation and plenty of sunlight. Let there be a current of air and an abundance of light in every room in the house. Sleeping rooms should be so arranged as to have a free circulation of air day and night. No room is fit to be occupied as a sleeping room unless it can be thrown open daily to the air and sunshine. So these are really good practical tips for health, you know, when it comes to running your home. Even if a room is not in use, keep it warm, dry, and well ventilated. It's autumn now. In the UK, we're coming on to winter soon, and there is a temptation generally to say, oh, let me lock up all the windows and keep the heat in. I get that. I understand that because it gets cold, but you need to also remember to keep vents open or keep the windows cracked, because yes, it's cold, but unless you're dealing with some serious minuses, you need air flowing through the house or you will most likely get sick. Some other points she makes here are rooms should be thoroughly warmed and dried in cold, wet weather. Guest rooms that are not in constant use should be clean, ventilated, and kept warm and dry. Elderly people need warm and comfortable rooms, right? Use light curtains, open windows and blinds. Don't allow vines to shade the windows, and don't allow trees to shut out the sunshine. So this is something to consider if you're thinking of moving to a new home or a country property. Yes, trees are beautiful, but trees can also be a nuisance, as you can see. If it's like right next to your house and there's loads of leaves everywhere, and if it's blocking out the sunlight, and if the vines are growing on the house, you know it's going to be a damp situation and mold, then you may want to avoid that. To be honest, in our house at the moment, we do have some molds. We've tried to like deal with it, but when you live in these damp areas, it's something that you may come up against. So I would say, looking for a house, definitely look out for mold. And as much as possible, if you live in a home that has mold, where you have a mold issue, then it's even more of an importance that you leave your windows open. You know, you don't want to be like constantly breathing in the same air knowing that there's mold in the house if you haven't been able to deal with it effectively until it's totally eradicated, you know. All right, furnish your home with things plain and simple, things that will bear handling, that can be easily kept clean, and that can be replaced without great expense. By exercising taste, you can make a very simple home attractive and inviting if love and contentment are there. So that quote made me smile, because I was thinking back to a few years ago where I first found out about decluttering, and everybody kind of, you know, we cottoned onto it and we felt as if it was some new thing. And this book was written like a long time ago, a very long time ago. I can't remember the exact year, but it was written many years ago. And she's basically speaking to minimalism without using the word minimalism. You know what I mean? So think carefully about what you have in your home. Do you have too many things? Because the more you have, the more you have to clean. Just remember that. Avoid keeping up with the Joneses at the expense of your health. Many are unhappy in their home life because they are trying so hard to keep up appearances. They expend large sums of money and labor unremittingly that they may make a display and gain the praise of their associates, those who really care nothing for them or their prosperity. Now, this is such a strong point. As I read this, I remember the show that I used to watch back in the day on MTV called MTV Cribs. I loved MTV Cribs. I sincerely thought that this is where those people were living, that's how they were living. But I came to find out a few years later that a lot of those homes, maybe they were renting them, you know, not even so much that they're renting the homes, because I don't have a problem with renting, right? But it's just the fact that they were renting the home and acting as if they owned it, or they were renting the home just for the purpose of filming MTV Cribs, or renting out the car, but it wasn't really their car. So it just goes to show you. And even in this climate right now, we've seen more and more people saying, you know, that they're broke. Actors, celebrities, very rich people, people who we thought like, wow, like they've got loads of money. we're seeing now that no, it's a lot of appearances. A lot of people are breaking their neck, you know, wearing clothes and things like that they don't own, just to give the appearance that they're rich, but they don't really have it like that. So we were there getting gassed up on MTV Cribs, not knowing that we're getting some unrealistic expectations, because these people don't even have that. And it's not about not wanting better. There's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself, but it's just about recognizing sometimes what you're chasing, those people don't even have that. Do you see what I mean? So always put things into perspective. Always put things into perspective, because you never know the whole story, right? So some other good points here. Home should be clean, but not to an extreme. So what she was speaking about there is, like, if someone's coming to visit you at your house and you're just sweeping, hoovering, oh, let me wash up. Like, at the end of the day, I always say there's a difference between nasty and messy. Someone's house can be nasty, as in dirty, grubby, grimy. You can see that they don't really clean it. Maybe, unfortunately, they could be going through a depression and they haven't been able to clean, or some people just haven't been taught how to maintain a clean home. So therefore it becomes like a dirty state. There's a difference between a bit of mess, like, oh, my kids just did some arts and craft and now there's a bit of mess. You need to give yourself grace, because sometimes your house is going to be messy, but it should be in such a way that you can generally keep your house clean. And when you do need to clean it, boom, it's right back to normal. Okay, if it's a thing where you recognize, you know what, my house is actually dirty, it's just not clean, it's not hygienic, then get help if you need help. Don't be ashamed, or watch videos and learn to do it yourself, because you're affecting your health. It's impacting you and it's impacting your children. Yeah, choose comfort over display. I would say apply that to clothes as well. Harmony of colors. Have variety of design, material and upholstery, but harmonious variety. And I thought, oh, that sounds really nice, because it's, you know, when you set up your home, you can use different colors and materials, but you still do it in a simplistic way. Again, you see, it's a theme of minimalism without using the word minimalism. Children need tender love and careful attention. I think this point was just speaking to the fact that at the end of the day, as important as it is to have a clean home, remember that it's the contentment, the love, the happiness that you have as a family that truly makes a home. So someone could have a pristine home, always looking good like a showroom, but there's no love. Someone's house could probably be a bit more messy, but they're full of love. It's balance. It's balance that we need. Because at the end of the day, when I think of heaven, I don't imagine a messy place. I imagine somewhere that's clean and orderly. And I believe that we should set our homes as if like we're setting it in the order of heaven. Does that make sense? Like, we should set it up as if, like, how would God want me to live? I think if you ask yourself that question honestly and you look around your home, you'll be able to judge that fairly. All right, then our verse of encouragement, Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. All right then, like and subscribe. Bye, ladies.